Hello everyone, welcome to Deacon's NFL Talk. I'm your host Deacon, and welcome back to another Deacon's NFL Talk episode. This week, we had plenty of topics this week. There was so much going on this week. I believe we have 6 topics of NFL news, and a lot of them are just huge topics we're going to be talking about for a while. I would not be shocked if this episode can get up to 40 minutes. We also have, 10 or 11 quick hits, 3 signings, 2 cuts, both by one team, and then top 10 this week, and then one question of the week. And just a little heads up, I'm not feeling 100%. I mean, it's more of a cold, stuffy nose, coughing, so it's nothing major. I wanted to get this one out, but I cannot wait to get into this episode. It's been feels like it's been a long time since the episode was really just 2 weeks ago. But let's dive right into episode 23 on Deacon's NFL Talk. All right, everybody, we're going to start off with topic number 1, as we always do. This one, I believe, happened Saturday, but the Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins will play under the franchise tag in 2024, which is good and bad news as a Bengals fan. And, because the thing is, obviously, keeping Higgins is huge. It's massive for the Bengals, and that was the goal this offseason, to keep T. Higgins. And they're going to keep him under the franchise tag. The franchise tag, what that is basically you're tagging any player on your team. You can only tag one player, and you can keep them for this upcoming season, or you can tag them, have extension talks, or you can trade them away, or whatever you want to do with that player. But I really hope that Higgins will remain on Cincinnati for years to come, not just after this year. He deserves a contract. I feel like Burrow should have taken less money than what he got paid. But Higgins is expected to report to training camp, I have heard. In case you didn't know, Higgins will make $21.8 million fully guaranteed off the tag. Higgins requested a trade back in March before they started extension talks. So obviously, anytime you have some, kind of like the Brandon Aiyuk situation with the 49ers, anytime you have a holdout like this, you want a franchise tag for sure. I'm glad the Bengals did that. Hopefully at some point we can sign him to a massive extension. I wouldn't say massive. I wouldn't say he goes up to where the receiver market is right now. I would say a little below that. Other players in mind though, we still have to sign Jamar Chase too, obviously. So Higgins and Chase both need contracts. So I mean, we'll see what happens with Higgins and the Bengals. This could be their last ride to have a chance at the Super Bowl for, I don't know. But, Super Bowl or bust. That's what I think for the Bengals this year. But, all right, second topic. This one actually shocked me. I really don't know why or how this happened. But the Vikings wide receiver, Jordan Addison, arrested on suspicion of DUI. So Addison was in Los Angeles, and it's reported that he fell asleep behind the wheel, which is actually kind of impressive and kind of crazy. How do you fall asleep while you're driving? You have to be obviously super tired to do that. I mean, it's obviously a big difference between driving and reading a book, because obviously everyone knows that feeling in bed, and you're reading a book late or so, and you're really tired. You just want to read so you can go to sleep, and then you just your eyes just start to collapse. You just want to go to sleep so bad. But then your brain's telling you, finish this chapter. It's almost over. 2 more pages, This is a big difference. This is a huge difference between reading a book and falling asleep behind the wheel. The arrest happened approximately at 11:36 p.m. Friday. The crazy part is last summer, Addison was pulled over for reckless driving and speeding. Driving 140 miles an hour in a 55 zone, which is wild. But the reasoning, though, is, I guess, according to Addison, an emergency regarding his dog. So it makes sense, but I want to go 140 down to 55, unless the road is, really quiet. But, yeah, I mean, just can't do this stuff. Obviously, you feel a little bit. You don't feel like you have to really charge this. You don't feel like you have to charge someone who like fell asleep. I mean, it's one thing to fall asleep behind the wheel, and anything could go wrong if you're asleep behind the wheel and you don't even and you're just asleep. And it's another thing when you're reckless driving without a purpose, just for fun of it. Obviously, you don't want to fall asleep behind the wheel. I'm sure they'll charge him something. If I would definitely charge him something. That way he doesn't do it again. But at least he's okay. I have not seen anything else among, like, if anybody's gotten hurt. I'm pretty sure we're all good. I don't know how long he fell asleep for. I just know that I think everybody's okay, which is the good part and the good side of it. Once again, we had another passing of an NFL legend. I'm pretty sure we have like 2 or 3 passings in this episode. But former Ravens wide receiver Jacoby Jones died in his sleep at the age of 40. So, I do not know how this happened. Obviously, he fell asleep and never woke up again. But according to the Jones family, Jacoby died peacefully in his New Orleans home. Jones is known for his miraculous 108-yard kickoff return in Super Bowl XLVII against the 49ers, making history of the longest kickoff return in NFL history. So, you know how whenever someone retires and I look at the thing I remember the most, and this is what I think of, all right, whenever I think of Jacoby Jones. All right, so we're just doing this cycle all over again. But we're going to go, and if you guys have never seen this is going to be your first time. But obviously, if you're new to NFL, you're new to being an NFL fan, sorry about the quality. I'm used to the quality being really good. But here we go. The kickoff, 49ers kicking off in the Super Bowl. And there's the scoreboard coming up right there. 21-6, third quarter just started, and here we go. Look at him go. That's crazy. That's hard to do in today's NFL, but like, dude, that is such a memorable moment in NFL history. And I feel like everyone I'm lost of words. It's really disappointing to have anybody pass away, not just someone who was really good, but anybody, like not just NFL players, just anybody in the world. But yeah, just a really crazy play, and like it worked out perfectly. Everything went not as planned, but everything went how it should have. And that is the first thing that pops to my mind when I think of Jacoby Jones. Jones also caught a touchdown pass in Denver in the divisional round to tie the game with 31 seconds left. That play is now called the Mile High Miracle. The Ravens went on to win that game in overtime, which was crazy. So he's really created a lot of special plays, not just in like that year, but in his career. But yeah, really unfortunate that he passed away. But Jones played for the Texans, Ravens, Steelers, and Chargers throughout his 9-year career. I can't remember, but what a career it was. Obviously, really unfortunate that it happened, but it was his time, and thoughts and prayers go to the Jones family that they get through this rough time. It's tough. I've experienced that before. It's really tough, so. All right, 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk demands a trade from the 49ers. This holdout is absolutely absurd. Like, Aiyuk and the 49ers have had this holdout for a few months now. Aiyuk is still playing under his 5th-year option, and the crazy part is that they were close. They were close to a deal. The 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk were, until the receiver market absolutely exploded. Like, it blew up. Like, after Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Nico Collins all signed absolutely massive extensions. If I'm being honest, though, I really don't think Brandon Aiyuk deserves the kind of money that Jefferson is getting paid, or maybe Nico Collins, but I would say a little bit under that. Somewhere around the Nico Collins range, I would say, is worth. Because, he's not like this, like, super talented wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. He's very good at what he does. I mean, he's very good. I mean, he's a lot of fun to watch. But, like, he's not Justin Jefferson. Put it that way. So, I mean, I'm not saying that he should not get paid. I'm not saying he should not get paid a lot of money. I think he should. He deserves it. But I just honestly don't think the 49ers can afford him. Like, this year is probably their last ride with Brandon Aiyuk. Because if you think about it, you got to pay Nick Bosa if he's not already, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. He just got paid this offseason. Then you're going to have to pay Brock Purdy millions of dollars. He's going to deserve that. Then on defense, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. You have to pay so many players. When you have a really good team like the 49ers do, you're going to have to – you gotta sell a lot of players. I mean, I feel like Aiyuk would be a good one to sell. No offense to Aiyuk or 49ers fans that like Brandon Aiyuk, but this season might be the 49ers' last ride with Brandon Aiyuk. It's looking like it. The holdout is not stopping anytime soon. So, I mean, you're either pay Aiyuk, for me, either pay Aiyuk or Samuel. I would prefer to pay Samuel or pay Aiyuk and get rid of somebody else. I don't know. If I'm a 49ers GM, I'm probably cutting Brandon Aiyuk or I'll trade Brandon Aiyuk after this year, and we'll see what happens after that. So, here we go. This third to last topic. Broncos re-signed guard Quinn Menierez to a 4-year, $80 million deal. This is a really good deal for Menierez. The deal includes $45 million guaranteed. The new contract makes him one of the highest paid guards in the NFL, which is crazy. I mean, guards don't typically get paid this amount of money, so that kind of shows you how good Menierez is. Very good guard. Signed into a 4-year deal, so this contract will keep him through the 2028 season. His $80 million salary is tied for 4th among guards. He is 3rd among right guards, and his $20 million annual average is tied for 3rd. And tied for 2nd in guards. So he's pretty much almost tied in every single category except among right guards. But this is the crazy part. Menierez was a Division III third-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and he's making $80 million from 4 years, which is kind of crazy. Division III, I'm pretty sure that's the worst division you could be in. I don't know anything. I'm trying to know college football and stuff like that, but I'm a diehard NFL fan. I keep an eye on stuff really closely. People in my family can tell you that without a doubt. But Division III is kind of crazy, and he's making $80 million. But yeah, Menierez definitely deserves this. Definitely a top guard in the NFL. And yeah, we gotta go. We are way over NFL news time. This episode is going to be long. I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible because episodes should be like 30 to 35 minutes. But we can go over time. So. All right, second to last, Jaguars reveal Prowler throwback jerseys. The Jags are bringing back the jerseys for their 30th anniversary. These jerseys are nice. All right, obviously, if you don't know what they are, you'll know what they are. You'll recognize them once you see them. I'm trying right here. Here's the picture right here. It's just basically their old uniforms. They look really nice. I thought it was going to be a full uniform, but it's not, obviously. I mean, the pants, the stripe down the side, that's something new, I guess. But yeah, they're bringing back the old jerseys. I'm guessing they're bringing back the helmet. They should bring back the helmet. I can't really see. Let me see if I can find one. Of their helmet, if their helmet is going to change or not, because I have not seen the helmet yet. But I'm glad they're doing this because I think it's a great idea. Bring back some of the good time uniforms, like when they were just made, or not just made. But this is like, obviously we all know how good the uniforms are. I mean, Jaguars fans can't deny that. They've been begging for these uniforms, I've heard, for a long time. And they're really nice. I really like the clean tan look. I don't know, or sorry, not tan, the teal. I just like that. I know it's the same color, but I just like how it flows. It's really like basic, and I'm a very basic person. Like, it's basically like just ketchup on a hamburger. Like, that's how basic it looks. and I like it that way. But yeah, I think they're really clean uniforms. The one thing I'm interested in, though, is we all know, like, the uniforms after that. Like, their gold and black helmets. Those were fire, dude. But obviously, they brought back their older version, and I'm glad they did. They look very nice. I mean, I think the teal is, like, slightly different. I'm looking at it here. I can't tell that much. But yeah, really glad they're bringing back these uniforms. They're really nice. I really like them a lot. I'm glad the Jaguars did this. The Jaguars fans have to be pleased right now. So, I mean, if you're a Jaguars fan, you have to be pleased. But the Jacksonville Jaguars will debut the jerseys in a Week 5 matchup against the Colts. So, I'm not sure when that date is, or if it's a Monday night, Thursday night, primetime game. I'm not sure about that. All right, last topic. This one actually happened yesterday morning. It was pretty early when it happened. But apparently Ryan Ramczyk is going to miss the 2024 NFL season, the entirety of it. Ramczyk suffered a knee injury last year and missed the last 4 games of 2023. I'm not really sure how this all happened or what played out there in New Orleans. I saw that, like, I could be wrong, but he was placed on a 21-day thing, and if he's not healthy or something, he's gonna be out for the year. I'm not really sure what all goes into that, but he is currently on the PUP list. If you guys don't know what that is, it's physically unable to perform. So I mean, I don't really know all the details of that. It's a very new topic. I mean, it's over a day old. I know that, but like, we'll see what happens about that. And we're gonna check. Is there any more NFL news? Let me see. I don't think so. Here's one that just popped up. I just saw. Manning makes pitch to coach in the 2028 Olympics. I'm going to read through this here. I just saw this. This is like the second episode ever that a topic just randomly popped up. I guess to coach the United States first ever flag football team in the summer games. So I should probably get that more info out sometime, maybe this week, next week. So it's kind of hard to talk and read at the same time. If you want me to read aloud, I can. Let me see. I'm reading through it right now. I don't see much that stands out to me yet, but hopefully I can get that out sometime next week. Kyle Shanahan. I cannot talk today. Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay might be more qualified, Manning said. I'm trying to read through it here. I mean, not really much that stands out, but I mean, I can get that out later. So that just popped out. So there you go. That just popped up. Not popped out. But there you go. There's a late topic there. We're going to go to signings and quick hits. We're going to go signings and cuts first. Browns re-signed kicker Dustin Hopkins. Texans signed wide receiver Quintez Cephas. And Chiefs signed wide receiver Kyle Sheets. It says Kyle's. That could be wrong. I'm guessing it's Kyle. Cuts. The Jaguars cut 2 players in the only cuts this week. Jaguars cut wide receiver Wayne Ruby and offensive tackle Chandler Brewer. All right, quick hits. The Falcons, Kyle Pitts taking snaps at tight end and wide receiver. Pitts will have newly signed quarterback Kirk Cousins throwing the ball this season. I think this is great what the Falcons are doing. They're taking snaps for Pitts at multiple positions, which is great. They should definitely be doing this. I think he's gonna turn out really well at both positions. He definitely has the skill to do both. So, all right, former Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson will be inducted into Detroit's Pride of the Lions, which is their Ring of Honor. Detroit will induct him on Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks on September 30th. Also known as Megatron. He generated 11,619 yards, 83 touchdowns, earned 6 All-Pro Bowl nods, and 3 first-team All-Pro honors. Johnson still owns the single-season receiving yards record at 1,964, and Johnson was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the class of 2021. there's that topic. So yeah, Detroit's Pride of the Lions is their way of saying their Ring of Honor. So Commanders hire. Sorry, I have like so much phlegm in my throat. Commanders hire ex-Panthers GM Scott Fitterer as a personnel executive. Fitterer will be hired after 6 months of unemployment. The Panthers have a combined record. Had a combined record. Sorry, I cannot talk. Of 14-37 under Fitterer in 2021 through 23. All right, this one actually kind of shocked me. All right, the Dolphins. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not 100% today. Hopefully it gets better. But the Dolphins' Hard Rock Stadium faces significant damage following Argentina versus Colombia Copa America final. If you're a soccer fan, you know everything. You know everything about this. As an NFL fan, football fan, all right. Soccer is not football. Football, yeah. But I don't know what the finals are or whatever. But apparently the stadium was placed under lockdown after soccer fans without tickets broke into the stadium. According to the Miami-Dade Police Department, 27 people were arrested and 55 were ejected. Hard Rock Stadium, Gillette Stadium, and Levi's Stadium will be hosted in the 2026 World Cup. So, I've seen some pictures. I can't really find them on Google Images right now. But wow, soccer fans. Just wow. I mean, like, how does that happen, dude? Like, how is that even... I know it's possible, but, like, how does that work? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why that happened or how that happened, which is crazy. And the picture that I saw was an escalator. The glass of it just shattered. Like, it was all over the ground, and, like, it looked terrible. I mean, I do not believe any of the field was damaged. That's what I first thought. That's what came to my mind at first, was that the field was all messed up from the players. But no, it's actually the fans that did it. So, wow, you guys are great people, aren't you? All right. Patriots wide receiver Keyshawn Boet, I believe. Boet's gambling charges dropped by the state of Louisiana. Boet was arrested in January after placing nearly 9,000 bets before turning 21. Boet was accused of placing bets on LSU when he played for them. He created a fake gaming account to place bets, and Boet placed bets from April 6, 2022 through May 7th of 2023. Create a fake gaming account? I mean, I don't know anything about betting or that, but I don't understand gaming. I mean, betting can be gaming, I guess, kind of. But that's crazy. I mean, 9,000 bets? Like, that's absolutely insane. Like, how do you place 9,000 bets in less, what was that, less or more than a year? A little more than a year. 9,000 bets a little more than a year, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know how that's even possible. I don't know what sport he's betting on. If it's all LSU, that's literally impossible. Probably other sports. I don't know why they're dropped, but whatever. All right, this is pretty cool. So some of you guys know about College Football 25 is coming out. I believe it has already came out. But Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, brings a TV to training camp to play College Football 25. The last time the NCAA game came out, NCAA, whatever you want to call it, Mahomes was a senior in high school. Well, the year was 2013. That's crazy. Time flies, doesn't it? All right, Bengals induct Corey Dillon into the Ring of Honor class of 2024. Dillon will be joined by former teammate and former defensive tackle Tim Crumry. I don't know if they're former teammates, actually. The two will be inducted in a Week 3 matchup at halftime against the Commanders on September 23rd. The Chiefs legend Abner Haynes dies at the age of 86. Haynes became the first player to win AFC Player of the Year honors, which is kind of crazy. Unfortunate about his passing. Abner Haynes, legend. If I read this right a few days ago, that he was like the first player to rush for like 1,000 yards or more. That could be somebody else. I do not know though. So, unfortunate that he passed away. I believe that's the second passing of this episode. Never want to have those. But yeah, 86 years old. Wow. Jason Wright will leave Commanders by the end of the 2024 season. Wright, who was the president of the team, will move to senior advisor, not advisor. Wright became the first black president of an NFL team. He has been with Washington since 2020. So crazy that he's the first black person to be a president of an NFL team. That's a cool honor right there. I think that's pretty cool. 2020 through 2024 after this year. So, all right, last quick hit. This one happened yesterday, early morning too. Giants legend Lawrence Taylor arrested in Florida on felony warrant. The Hall of Famer turned himself into Broward Sheriff's Office in Fort Lauderdale. He turned himself in. Taylor was arrested approximately 5 p.m. local time on Wednesday and was put behind bars. He was released around 3 a.m. Thursday. This isn't the first time Taylor has been arrested, though, which is kind of crazy. I've only heard 2 other times he's been arrested. One in 2021 and the other in 2009. So, sorry about taking a lot of pauses. I got some phlegm in my throat again. So, all right, top 10. This is going to be a long episode, like usual, it feels like. All right, top 10. All right, this week's top 10 is going to be my top 10 rookies going into the 2024 season. I had this idea, though. After every top 10 on Monday at 4 p.m., I will post whatever the top 10 was and post it as a short. I thought that'd be pretty cool to do. So I'll do that. Hopefully this coming Monday I can start doing that. All right, pull up the list right here. I just made my own because why not? I mean, I don't want to use the tier maker. But here it is right here. Obviously, the list, the design isn't amazing. All right. I honestly did not have a lot of time at all this week to get all this NFL news. I'm kind of shocked I did. Right, number 10 might be surprised. Caleb Williams. I feel like that's a big head scratcher. But as most of you do know, I believe Caleb Williams will be a bust. I'm not saying he'll be a bust throughout his whole career. I'm not rooting for this to happen. He'll either be a bust throughout his whole career, or he just will not be good this season. I'm not high on Caleb Williams as everybody else is. It's my own opinion. This has nothing to do with hating on Caleb Williams. I don't care how high power of an offense you have. He's not going to be good, all right? I'm going to say it right now. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just going to say it. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust. And if I get proved wrong, I'm putting this in a video. That's number 10. Number 9, we have J.C. Latham, on the Tennessee Titans. The tackle there. I think he's going to be super good. I mean, in one of my mock drafts, I had him going to the Bengals, but shockingly, he went to the Titans. He could have gone elsewhere, but he went, like, what? Was it 7th or 8th overall? I can't remember. He went 7th overall. Yeah, that's right. But, yeah, he's my number 9. At number 8, we have Jared Verse. I really like Jared Verse going into this year. I could have put him higher, but I think there's better players than him that will be there. So he's my number 8. I think it'll be really good. They're going to have to rely on him and Kobe Turner to get to the quarterback, which is why I think he's going to have to come up huge this year. But at number 7, we have Joe Alt, the offensive tackle for the Los Angeles Chargers, the best tackle in the draft. I think he's going to be a top dog on that O-line. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh says that offensive linemen are weapons. They can be at times. I mean, according to Jim Harbaugh, when you run the ball, you're drafting a tackle, no doubt about it. But, yeah, he's my number 7. At number 6, we have Dallas Turner. I saw a few months ago, probably like 2 or 3 months ago, that someone was comparing him to like Donta Hightower, which is kind of crazy. I can see a little bit. I think he'll be really good. He was the best edge rusher coming into the 2024 NFL draft. I think he will be the best edge rusher in this draft class. Really talented from Alabama. I think he's going to do a lot of dirty work, especially with Danielle Hunter not there anymore. He's going to have to come up huge, whereas Jared Verse has a really good edge rusher or defensive tackle alongside of him, where Dallas Turner is going to have to do it all himself. He's the big highlight on that D-line. All right, top 5 now. We're getting into the top 5. Brock Bowers at number 5, drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders, the tight end from Georgia. Really talented. He reminds me of a wide receiver. I mean, he looks like a wide receiver. He looks nothing like that UFL player that I showed you guys a few weeks ago. But really good tight end, obviously, when you had Devontae Adams. I don't believe is Hunter Renfrow there anymore? I can't remember. But he's going to have to be a target for Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. So he's gonna get a lot of targets there. I think he could be, at some point, if he does really good, be Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Just not quite. I feel like my top 3 are Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates. At number 4, we have Roma Dunze, drafted by the Chicago Bears at the number 9 overall, I believe. So Roma Dunze from Washington, very talented player. He's my number 4. I think he'll be really good with Caleb Williams. I mean, I think their duo will be fine. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust. Okay, I've already said it. But, yeah, Roma Dunze at 4. Really talented wide receiver. The third best wide receiver in the draft class. It was an argument between him and Malik Neighbors. But, yeah, he's my number 4. At number 3, we have Jaden Daniels, who I am very high on this year. I mean, he has Terry McLaurin to throw to. Really nobody else, but I really like Jaden Daniels. He has a really good running ability. He's going to get a lot of first downs, I feel like. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns. I feel like him and Terry McLaurin are going to have great connection. I feel like like I said, he's my number 3, so he's going to be my top 3 rookies from this draft class. I really like Jaden Daniels going into this year. So, at number 2, we have Malik Neighbors, the Giants wide receiver. I know you might be like, well, who's going to throw to him? Like, Drew Lock and Daniel Jones? Like, I know, but, like, he's, like, their only really good receiver. Jalen Hyatt's mid, I guess. But Malik Neighbors is going to have to come up huge. And he's already getting compared to, like, what? Jamar Chase, I think. He's already getting compared to him. I feel like he's going to make any quarterback look good no matter what team he's on. So, I think he's my number 2. And number 1, from Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like this is no doubt. Either him or Caleb Williams will probably be number 1 on anybody else's list. But about Marvin Harrison, I really like him going this year. Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are going to be just fine. And whatever they're going to have to do, they're going to be fine. All right. He's a great wide receiver. If you've never watched him at Ohio State, turn on his highlights, dude. He's incredible. One of the best wide receivers, I feel like, from this past decade. Very talented. I love watching him play. Him and Kyler Murray they're gonna have a blast. All right, together. I cannot wait to see them in action. We'll see when that happens. I cannot wait. So that is my top 10 for this week. Let me know what you guys think of it. If it's just straight up bad with the Caleb Williams thing, or let me know where I'm right at. Let me know where I'm wrong at some things. But yeah, that is top 10. We're going to go to the question of the week, all right? Question of the week, could this be the Cowboys' last playoff run? And I know you might be like, no, we have plenty of time, dude. Like, I would not say so. I mean, I would not say that. It's my opinion, their last playoff run. That's just my opinion. All right, because one thing, you have Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott all needing contracts next year. Or maybe not next year, but the next 2 years. All right? You cannot pay all of them. All right? And you're going to have to get rid of at least 1 or 2 of them. I would say get at least rid of 1. And I said I was revealing this, what episode was it? Where I planned out their entire offseason for next year whenever they have to decide who's going where or what's happening with that. I don't remember what episode that's in, so you guys might have to look for that one. But I said cut or trade Dak Prescott, re-sign CeeDee Lamb, and then I said if it's possible, re-sign Micah Parsons. If not, trade him to the New England Patriots for Matthew Judon. Tell me that's not one of the perfect scenarios you could get as a Cowboys fan. I mean, cutting Dak, obviously, replace him with somebody. I don't care who it is. He keeps choking in the playoffs. Re-sign CeeDee Lamb, no doubter. And then, if you can, re-sign Micah Parsons, which is what you want to do. But if you can't, I would trade either the Patriots or maybe a team like the Bengals, Trey Hendrickson. Somebody that has a decent edge rusher that you could get a good deal with, maybe for a few draft picks, along with Matthew Judon or whichever edge rusher you want. I think that'd be a good one. But is this the last playoff run? It is. the last playoff run for the Cowboys for a long time. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong somehow. I don't know how you're going to do it, but this is the last playoff run. So, all right, quiz. We are about 35 minutes into the episode. Which was the last team in 2008 to go undefeated? This one started off really, really close. All right, it was closer than I expected, in my opinion. New York Giants, Tennessee Titans, Cincinnati Bengals, or Dallas Cowboys. All right. It was the Tennessee Titans. Dallas Cowboys, 0%. Cincinnati Bengals, 17%. New York Giants, 22%. And Tennessee Titans, 61%. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm going to get a quiz where I actually beat you guys. You guys are like 13-0 on me. I'm 0-13, I believe, which is crazy. All right, hey, the next quiz is going to be tricky, all right? I guarantee you none of you are going to get this right. None of you are getting this next quiz right. I'm pretty sure it's like published right now. Go, after this episode, the episode's literally like 2 minutes away from ending. Go to that quiz and guess it. You are not going to get it right. You are not going to get it right, all right? And I don't want anybody commenting and getting mad at me, all right? If you comment, that's sad, because you just have to admit that you can't get every single quiz. But I'm telling you, mark my words, you guys are not getting this quiz right. All right, mark my words. All right, prove me wrong. I dare you. But all right, that was it for this week's episode. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like, the subscribe button, and the notification bell to get notified every single upload this channel makes. Check out last week's episode, episode 22. 2 weeks ago, I guess, from last week, we didn't have an episode, but the most recent episode video, Jelani Tavai re-signed with the New England Patriots to a 3-year deal. I highly suggest you guys check that one out. That one is much shorter than this one, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week, and we'll see you guys next week for another great episode on Deacon's NFL Talk.